Hello student, very good morning to all of you. I hope you all are fine and happy and healthy at home. So, what did we discuss yesterday? Yesterday we discussed about the protection of carboxylic group. We are actually talking about the protection and deprotection of carboxylic group, and as we know that carboxylic group is a COOH. So far we have learned, I think, near about two protecting group which is used to protect the carboxylic group. And if you observe this carboxylic group carefully, there is a one proton attached to oxygen atom which is highly acidic in nature. It raises the problem due to the acidic proton for the chemoselectivity, and therefore to do the reaction at a desired site to obtain the desired product, we must protect the acidic group into their corresponding by using the corresponding protecting group. And therefore, so far I think we have seen one by this carboxylic group we had converted into the ester group. When we had converted into as a ester group, what is happening? The reactivity of that group as the activity of that ester group is less as compared to the carboxylic group. That is the thing. Next, I think next one we have seen with DCC. DCCI means what? That is a dicyclohexyl diimide. So that type of the reagent, that is the oxidizing reagent, and which is used for the protection of the carboxylic group. Now is the third one which is given according to our syllabus, which is introduced by the Savitribai Phule, Pune University, Pune. So here the third one, DIPCDI, or you can remember DIPCDI, the full form of that DIPCDI is a diisopropyl carbodiamide, or it is also known as NN diisopropyl carbamide. So this is a name of that reagent, and which is used to protect the carboxylic group. The same it also the mechanism or whatever function is similar to the previous reagent which we have seen, that is a DCCI, or we just call it as a DCC, right? Now what will be the structure of DIPCDI? If you remember previous, that is a dicyclohexyl carbodiamide. So similarly, this also having as the same structure, only instead of cyclohexyl group, here only you have to attach, you have to connect only the isopropyl group, and you will get the structure of DIPCDI. Let us see this one. Here this is isopropyl group, N double bond C, and then this isopropyl on both the side. Isopropyl group is there, and therefore in a previous reagent in the this is also as an oxidizing reagent, and here is a cyclohexane ring is there in that structure, but in this case there is a isopropyl group, and therefore it is known as a di means 2 isopropyl group. Carbo means this carbon atom, diamide means there are the, sorry, here is a nitrogen atom, not the carbon. Remember here, nitrogen, double bond C, double bond N, and then isopropyl group attached to both the nitrogen atoms. So this is the structure of DiPCDi, means a diisopropyl carbodiamide. Now what is the let us see the general example here. As we know that carboxylic group having the general formula RC double bond OH, when it is treated with this one DiPCDi in presence of this one benzyl alcohol, it is introduced under this one in acidic condition. What do you get? You are going to get here R C double bond O, then CH2 and pH, right? CH2 pH. So that is the protecting group. This is DiPCDi, and D protection can be carried out in presence of hydrogenolysis process, as we know that, right? Hydrogenolysis process, hydrogenolysis means what? Hydrogenolysis, which is the reagent we generally employed here or used here, which is this one, H2 palladium in presence of the charcoal. What is the speciality of that H2 in presence of palladium charcoal, or this process is known as a hydrogenolysis? Because look at here, benzylic carbon means this one CH2, which has sp3 hybridization attached to heteroatom, here principally oxygen atom, and this bond is cleaved from here, and one side you are going to get our original carboxylic group is free over here, RC double bond OH, and side product is a pH, then toluene. Toluene is obtained as a side product in this reaction. So this is the simplest representation of this reaction. Observe this reaction carefully. Now let us see the mechanism of protection and the mechanism of deprotection. So mechanism of protection and mechanism of deprotection, as usual, let us see here. First one, the mechanism for protection. Mechanism for protection here. Mechanism of protection. Mechanism of protection. So as we know that here the acid R C double bond O, then O, this one is a H, right? Now there is this one, draw the structure N double bond C double bond N, then this isopropyl group, right? Now the lone pair which is available on that nitrogen atom, what it will do? It will pick up the proton from this, and you are going to get here the structure like this. Here here is a R C double bond O minus and plus this one N, which is here is a H, then double bond C double bond N, and this isopropyl group here. Now look at on that nitrogen atom, there are the 4 bonds, 1, 2, 3, 4, and therefore positive charge on that nitrogen atom. So what is happening in the next case? The negative charge, this negative charge is going to attack on this carbon atom, and this double bond neutralizing this positive charge, and you are going to get the product, this one, right? This one, this N, then this H as it is, then C, then you write here O, then C double bond O, and this R group as it is. Now this C, further double bond, then this isopropyl group, right? And now the benzyl alcohol we know that pH, then this OH, this lone pair which is available on that oxygen atom is attacking on this carbonyl group, the double bond revolving around it in this fashion, and this sigma bond breaking, forming as a double bond with that oxygen atom. At the same time, what is happening here? This double bond goes with this, goes on that nitrogen atom, and the proton from here which goes or transfer from here to on that nitrogen atom. What do you get here? You are going to get here R C double bond O, then this one CH2, and this one is a pH, and this compound oxidizing reagent here get reduced, and you are going to get C double bond O, then this one again one more nitrogen atom H, and then isopropyl group. So this is the mechanism of protection. Understood this one? Look at carefully. There lone pair which is attacking on this proton, and then negative charge develop on that oxygen atom, and this negative charge attacking on the middle carbon atom in a carbodiamide, and then neutralizing this one, and you are going to get this type of the intermediate, and then benzyl alcohol, this lone pair attacking on that carbonyl group revolve as it is, and this forming double bond, and H is there, so that you are going to get this type of the reaction. This is a simplest representation of mechanism of the protection. Now let us see the mechanism of deprotection. Now is a mechanism of deprotection or mechanism for deprotection. Let us see here how the mechanism takes place over here. See as we know that here is a mechanism of deprotection. Mechanism of deprotection. What is happening here? As we know that here we have considered only as a general reaction this one R C double bond O CH2 and then pH. Then this protecting group of the protecting carboxylic group can be treated with H2 in presence of palladium charcoal. This process is known as hydrolysis, and not hydrolysis. This process is known as a hydrogenolysis. This process is known as a hydrogenolysis. There, after the hydrogenolysis, what is going to happen here? One of the hydrogen and another hydrogen get attached with that oxygen atom, and one with this, and so resulting compound we are going to get here RC double bond O, OH, and there CH3 and pH. This is nothing but as a toluene we are getting here as a side product, which is one of the important solvent. Most of the reaction we can carry out in a toluene. This is a non-polar solvent we are getting. Understood? This is a mechanism of protection and the deprotection. Now let us I think with this only 3 protecting groups are there. In addition to that, we are going to see some of the additional protecting group used for the protection of carboxylic group. What they are not in your syllabus, but in addition sometime only 3 are given. One is that azan ester, second one is DCCI, and third one is DiPC di. DiPC di you can remember. In short, that is one of the shortest trick, but the mechanism of that, what we can call it as in case of the DCC as well as DiPC di is the same. There is no change. So remember, it's very simplest one. I have explained all these things. Now let us see some of the additional protecting group used for the protection and deprotection for carboxylic group. Let us see one of them is as we know that THP, and this TH tetrahydropyran as an ester. So it is you already familiar with this reagent while learning or while studying the protection of hydroxyl group. We already come across this reagent. Here also we are going to use the mechanism remains the same. There is a hydroxyl group. Here also in a carboxylic group there is a hydroxyl groups are there, and therefore the mechanism or what we can call it as a protection is the same. Let us see here. We have a general formula of acid is RC double bond O. Then it will be introduced under THP means tetrahydropyran. As you know that the structure of tetrahydropyran is this one, right? This is the structure of tetrahydropyran, and it is in presence of TSOH and the CH2Cl. This is a sulfonic paratoluene sulfonic acid is used as a here in a previous case we have used as a H plus, means this pyran in presence of H plus you can, this H plus is given by this tosyl sulfonic chloride, tosyl sulfonic acid, and that's why we can write this way, or this is a solvent used there, and you are going to get here R C double bond O, then O, then this group. So this is a protection as an ester of the tetrahydropyran, right? So this is a protecting group of that carboxylic group. Now deprotection can be done by using this one ACOH, means in an acidic condition it can be removed, and this reagent is highly stable in oxidizing as well as reducing reagent, but it get cleaved, or we can get our desired product by just treating with acetic acid, mild acetic acid, or in acidic condition, and you will get back RC double bond OH. That is the acid we are getting, and finally side product you may get this one pyran is as it is like this. So that is the simplest thing, and let us see again is a mechanism, how the mechanism takes place. Even though we have seen in the hydroxyl group, let us repeat it again, but in there we have seen with respect to the hydroxyl group. Here we are going to learn with that acid. Now mechanism of protection, right? Mechanism of protection with that THP, and as we know that this is the first one THP. Now there we are using as acidic condition means what? Hydrogen atom H plus, right? Now this lone pair which is present on oxygen atom form as a double bond here, and this double bond attacking on that proton. Look at the mechanism. If you understood the mechanism, you can know the organic chemistry very well. As we know that mechanism is a language of organic chemistry, and therefore what do you get here? Here you are going to get this one O, then double bond. Now positive charge comes on that oxygen atom. Whenever there is a positive charge on the more electronegative atom, that species become as a highly unstable in nature. So that now here we are treating R for sake of convenience we can write the acid. Let me suppose is here okay, acid is here R C double bond O H. The lone pair which is present on that oxygen atom is going to attack on that carbon atom, and then this positive charge get neutralized. What do you get here? You are going to get this R C double bond O, then this one pyrron structure, right? This is a protection is done in a simplest way, that is a mechanism of protection. Now let us see the mechanism of deprotection. Mechanism of deprotection can be done under the acidic condition. Let us see that protecting group once again R C double bond O, then next one this one, right? Now that will be treated with H plus, means this H plus is nothing but whatever acid we are using, the acids are always generating H plus, and this H plus is directly, or here you remember the lone pair which is present over here, or here you can remember here the lone pair, here this lone pair can either this lone pair or this lone pair attacking on that pH, it doesn't matter, but here R C double bond O, then O H, positive charge comes over here, and now this one, right? And now in the next one, as I already told you that the positive charge whenever comes on that oxygen atom, that species becomes as highly unstable, and it trying to stabilize it. For that it is losing one of the proton from here, forming as a double bond over here, and this positive charge get neutralized. You are going to get the product R C double bond OH and the R C double bond OH, right? So this is a mechanism of protection as well as deprotection. So now let us see another one more additional information for the protection of carboxylic group as an what is that second additional example I am giving here, second one, which is what is that protection as an amide. Protection as an amide here. Protection as an amide, generally you know that the structure of amide, right? The amides are the neutral in nature, even though they containing as a nitrogen atom. Generally, let us see here one of the example what we are getting. Suppose as a starting compound, as we have this ROH, that is acid, right? R C double bond OH is acid, and this will be treated with, let us see here, R dash NH2, that is a primary amine we are using here, and in presence of the DCCI or DCCI, you can remember, and in presence of tetrahydrofuran used as a solvent, what do you get? You are going to get here R C double bond O, then NH, then what is going to happen here? Then this one is a R dash, this is nothing but as a amide formation, and that amide further removed, or it can be deprotected by using the, in a basic condition, generally potassium hydroxide or nitrous acid HNO2, that is used for the deprotection of this amide, and we will get the back R C double bond O, then OH and plus R NH2 dash, that amine get regenerated. So this is another way of protection of, because that amide, this acid, and as we know that this functional group is a highly activated, or it is a highly reactive one, and when amide is formed, the reactivity of that amide becomes as a less, because that molecule becomes as a neutral, and therefore we can carry out the reaction on the other side of the we can carry out the reaction on the other reaction side, and we will get the desired product. So now let us look at as a mechanism, how the mechanism takes place here. Let us see this mechanism for protection as well as deprotection. Now let us see, first one is a mechanism of protection, of amide. See here, R, C double bond O, then OH, H2N, R dash we can write for sake of convenience. This lone pair is going to attack, the lone pair which is going to attack on this carbonyl group, this double bond revolving around and retaining double bond as it is, and then there is a removal of OH, one OH from here and one H from there. The remove water molecule, that is a dehydration, and the resulting compound obtained RC double bond O, NH and the R dash. That is a amide we are getting. Now let us look at as a mechanism of deprotection. Mechanism of deprotection. Mechanism of deprotection, let us take down the starting material, protecting group RC double bond O, NH, then R dash, that will be treated with KOH, very vigorous reaction, heating required for this reaction, and then OH minus which is coming from the base, that is a potassium hydroxide, which is going to attack on this carbonyl group, this revolving around it, and this like this, and you are going to get R, C double bond O, OH, and plus R dash NH2. That is a product obtained over there. So in this way we have seen protection as an amide group. The last one is a acid chloride. Now third one, let us see, and this third one protecting group for carboxylic group as an ester or acid chloride, right? Third one, that is acid chloride. Acid chloride. Now now let us see as a general reaction, mainly this type of the protection and the deprotection widely carried out while the synthesis of peptide synthesis. Here let us see here one general reaction, as we know that amino group, right? Amino acids, you know that the general formula of amino acid, let us see here, are here general formula of R, then CH, I am putting here N, PG, and then COOH. This is a general formula. Normally here is a general formula of amino acid. We know that this is a general formula of amino acid. Now what I am doing here, I am selectively protecting among these two groups, COH group and the NH2 group. In a amide, the NH2 group more reactive over carboxylic group, because the lone pair which is present on the nitrogen atom are readily available for donation, and therefore reactivity of this amino group is a greater as compared to as a OH. here OH means the lone pair which is present on the nitrogen atom, the lone pair which is present on the oxygen atom, oxygen atom is not readily available for donation as compared to the nitrogen atom. The reason behind it, if you see the electronegativity between this oxygen atom and the nitrogen atom, what do you see over there? Oxygen atom is more electronegative than nitrogen atom, and therefore oxygen atom holding that electron more tightly than the nitrogen atom, and hence the NH2 group is more reactive over the carboxylic group, and therefore this protecting group selectively, as we already learned, there are some of the protecting group for NH2. For example, we have seen CBZ, BOC, FMOC. These are the very good protecting group for, but here I am in short writing as a PG. Remember here, so R, then CH, then N, PG I am going to write, means protecting group of that amino, and then NH, PG you can write, NH, PG, and then this one C double bond OH. Carboxylic group is a free over here, and now after protecting this NH2 group, what is happening? The activity or the reactivity of that NH2 group becomes as a less, because there is a steric group introduced over there, CBZ or BOC or FMOC, then that reactivity is decreased over here, and now you can carry out, we can convert this carboxylic group if you treat with like the suitable reaction POCl3 or PCl5, or you can use as a PCl3 in presence of normally as a pyridine, right? This one pyridine used as a solvent over here. Now this SOCl2, do you know the name of that SOCl2? Yes, what is that? SOCl2 is known as a thionyl chloride, right? This is known as a thionyl chloride. This is the name of that reagent. PCl5 means phosphorus pentachloride, PCl3 means phosphorus trichloride, and pyridine everybody knows that. And now what is going to happen here? R, CH, then N, H, PG, then C double bond O, Cl. Now look at this group. This is a acetyl chloride, and acetyl chloride, it is a very reactive group, because that carbon becomes as a more electron deficient in nature, and therefore nucleophilic attack very preferentially here, and mainly this is a activated group, activated group. This one, it becomes as activated group, and further another amine, let us see here, another amine if you treat with the, for the peptide synthesis, let us see some alanine, you might be knowing as a structure of alanine, PH, then CH, NH2, and C double bond OH. Here what is going to happen? This NH2 group now is more reactive over the carboxylic group, and therefore here you can remember, or in short you take down as a R over there, R dash. What is going to happen? This is going to attack on this carbonyl group. This is because that is more reactive, and what do you get here? R, CH, then NH, PG, that protecting group, then C double bond O, then NH, then what is that? C, H, there is a R dash, and C double bond O, OH, right? And this is a peptide synthesis, right? Peptide bond. This one is a peptide bond here over there, and this is used for the peptide synthesis. Such type of the protein. This is the biomolecules are there, and we prepare. This is one of the best use for this. I think with this we have completed the protection and deprotection for carboxylic group. So three main you should remember as far as the exam point of view is concerned, as well as for your bright future. You are going to appear for the many competitive exams such as NET, SHET or GATE like this. So remember what are the tricks which I have given to you. So let us stop today here. Remaining we will see in the next lecture. Thank you. Have a nice day.